Mm. And now for something totally different. Um, I had the idea to read some lyrics to a couple of songs that I enjoy. In my personal opinion, they're not just lyrics, but very beautiful pieces of poetry. So if you're in the mood to listen, here's a couple of poems I would like to read for you. As the reflection slowly fades, I have seen her walking upon the seas, sinking in my dreams of lust. Beneath death I shall rise. Her skin is as pale as the August moon in the shadows of Dracul, Countess of ravens and wolves, shall come to me. Like the widow in black, beneath a veil of darkness, she sleeps with the corpse of a red rose. Her blood is as the midnight skies, bleeding unto the night, flowing with life to breed death. Beneath a veil of darkness, the shadows weep silver tears, filling the room with depressive sighs, mourning her innocence with a lustful fear, lips filled with the loneliness of cold. As the reflection slowly fades from darkness, she whispers to me. As the reflection slowly fades from darkness, she whispers to me. Raised by the suns of disease, licking the burns of the wicked's kisses, driven by lust to destroy feebled men, risen from the burnt dreams of the light, as the reflection slowly fades from darkness, she whispers to me. As the reflection slowly fades from darkness, she whispers to me. On stormy nights, the thunder sighs, pulsing through my blood-filled veins. A lover once with death, as I gaze upon the night skies. No mortality through her blackened eyes. This, her cursed will, forever to betray. Turn the world into her black life. Cover the earth with her burned faith. As the reflection slowly fades from darkness, she whispers to me. Perversions of the ancient goat. As darkness takes my soul through the sinister, thy shall be born. Summon the mistress of night. Hail and praises be. Hail to the ancient goat, pleasures and perversity. Come to me, dark goddess, enchant with your sin, to feed upon the living blood, writhe and blasphemy. For I am your servant. Praise to Baphomet. As darkness turns my soul, as darkness takes my soul, hail to the ancient goat, birthed to 1,000 young, hail and praises be upon this deathbed of cold fire, this touch of a lasting life awaits an impiety of pain. A life taken into its own hands falls on countless journeys. Can you feel the fallen ages? This timeless slumber from cold, these frail fingers to untouch a life, this new mold. At long-lasting emptiness and sunken warmth, fused into one being for all eternity. Tasting a bitter delight for this last transgression of praise. The winds are blown from an opposite plane to conjure the eternal flame. As I drown in the poisoned river, breathing a last breath in escape, visualize a lost approach to the beginning of a new man. This kiss of the accursed on virgin lips, the dirty angel of all utmost sympathy, praised, smoldered, and forgotten. A cursed stone throne at those awaiting this judgment. View and isolate its unwanted display of power, swallowing these sin-submerged cities with oceans of fire. To escape in legend will be unforgiven by all of man. Engravings of a sunken race return to land. Uncovered city beneath the sands. Mighty fortresses covering the plains of crossroads. A smell of screams burned through the air. Grains of salt covering these grains of sand. Sharp were the thorns of this false king's fall. As I stand upon the mountain, staring into the darkness, seas of darkness, seas of hatred, seas of evil. I fear not for my life, for I am one with death. A passage through sorrow to taste winter's breath. All the false images that lead the youth to damnation. These lost years have been written by an ancient divine will. Misfortunes of the world, a trait to be engulfed with sin. Holding the hands of unvirtue, entwined blackness burns a creation to ash. An ungodliness that devours itself whole. Manifest this chaos of the arts, terror in the mind's eye, a sick sea where brothers slay brothers. Stare within this foretold, divine decree. Nocturnal holocaust. I've climbed into the sun, burned the outer layer, sucked the world inside, the black light inside. Covering the earth with cold, with the hands of all eternity. Sick is the sun, black as the war of lies. I felt the Lord speak out, blackened the moon, foretold plague to rule a kingdom of blackness. Now the wicked shall reign, burn the faith in me. Empty shadows left in witness, withered rust. The hands bathed in the salt taste the lust. Lord of the sick, bringer of lies, cover your eyes. Your wicked tongue, the selfish God above, the hands of destiny betray my innocent soul, my alone. Falling from a 65-story building. How many lives does it take to change the times? Suicide rates seem to climb every year. I just added one more. As I take the step, descending rapidly for a quickened death, moving fast, thinking slow, memories of good and bad pass, and thought of change. Should have pondered this. Simple problem only made bigger. Should have just sat down and figured them out. Blown. The whole situation out of hand. Now it's too late as I fall to misery. All the muttered words never heard. Thoughts scan my head as I'm falling down. Faces smashed against mirrored glass. All I see are windows passing by. Feel the pain. Don't ever love, only hurt. Numbing inside. Just a black smoke figure against a brick wall. If my life were to end, would I be satisfied? Openless. My open wounds you've sunken inside, beneath the layers to kill my lonesome pride. Straying pain, locked down strain, the thinking game. Give and give what? Peeling away your deceiving mask. Beauty sleeps inside. Sticks and stones. The touch that connects. Words that bleed. The closeness that rejects. Words mean nothing. Actions all rubber band. Lies stretched far. Intimate words spoken while in bed. Just pillow talk for the naive head. And everything in names. Ideas prone to backwards motion. An unknown cause, nothing named. A thought people state, contradicting this false speech. Sticks and stones made of syllables. These words will grow against you. Clockwork of innocence. Words never spoken about any situation. Too damn afraid to speak. Can't get a simple response. A flared temper, broken furniture, patience worn thin. Only if you knew. Love was just a word with nothing felt. In these times that one heard it spoken, from day one till you learn, or it was beaten into you, no matter, you'll learn everything relearned for a new life, the one after the death of childhood. No time to adjust, drunken fights and rages of these cruel beatings. Misused mother of three, kneeling down on her knees, progressing away from an expression of the soul, hidden writings of an abused child. Untouched words breed a scar, a diary of an innocent mind. Decipher these words, a mixed paraphrase catastrophe. This meaning mismatched, the feeling of rejection, a world held together by no moral regrets, rehealing already healed words, wanting an inner peace. Can't understand this injustice of a small child's release. All that you know, do only as you're told. Growing up an abused child, loveless soul. Leaves of three. Granted this death wish the second time you fell in love, coward style, for this hopeless romance. Two dead birds and no stones thrown yet. A tale to tell of lost innocence. Diverse respect for nothing. Weaker of two wrongs. The battle of these lost words. Skip in your heartbeat. Possessing nil compassion. Not wanting the stress. Settle for unhappiness. Crossing my fingers again. Restless nights of questions, owning your every thought, curled up like a newborn, makes tomorrow all right. This siege of personal conflict, selfishness at this point saves you. Numerous days spent locked up, and of needing this tender touch, this life that care forgot. Darkest eyes of my blank thought, bipolar controversies of being alone, exhausting the purpose of failure, while I'm down you better kick me, falling face down in confusion, handheld suicide. A bastard trade for the extinction of love, a yellow comparison in a fragile state of mind. Worst of days as the smile shatters in your mouth. My neck cut open for words of forgiveness. Silence in fearless words. Great burden of pure self-restraint. Window to the safe house, locked heart gate. Cradling a concept that denies this adore. The true story of care based on lies. Who no more force the mind. All is lost for this outcast. Curse of life. All of this a force of painless. Lost hope inside. Persist in logic. Escape this barrier of conflict. Soaring on stolen wings. Born from another's grace. Plenty of advice. Half our lives. Youth denied ironic praise. Tainted objective. Lost in the end. Silence the chamber. One last hope. Time is the only one to forget these wounds. Compliment this vain romance. This is the last feeling from the past you would have expected to come back. Empty love note with blank anger. This place you bury your dreams when they're dead. A scream trapped underwater. The mirror breaks. All the little pieces falling shatter. Shards of me, too sharp to put back together. Too small to matter, but big enough to cut me. I bleed. I bleed. I breathe no more. Love on my hands, blood on my lips. This redemption is forced to resist. Purpose of existence making much sense. Other examples of affection and unrest. Beautiful irony of mismatched enemies. Broken down words of apathy. Restless, tired eyes. So don't make me try. Forcing respect from this sunken pride. Sense of direction. Front page murder rate. Oblivious to common sense over Ted's subjects. These disowned wings soar on flames. Tradition of a father's wish who falls in shame. Never count your losses while adopting this bitter rage. Rewritten story of past events. Attaining breath within sickness. Another reminder around your finger. Lessons taught in lies. Bringing a smart man's death. Telling a truth to your face was a task of this self-shame. Try the last man standing. Savior, to retain this soul from the noose. Escape the judgment for this abuse. Exposed speech of a modest tone. Scar, false actions of a simple habit. Adapting to this bitter touch. Extinction of a family name. The present, buries the past. A half-ass equation emphasizing failure from cold, dead hands. Nervous habit on the brink of haste. How poetic are your contradicting ways. Donor to these failures, simple way for you to overcome. Ignored, overlooked less and less, the bitter end of all your fake regrets. Jaded eyes of the deaf, crawling in my skin this taste for sin. Small and self-involved, looking down your throat. Reuse of excuse in so many words you lose. Blindsided, face the facts, a thought for you. King of the black hearts, playing all the odds. An apology, only swapping words. Finally got some guts. A non-sexual crush for all this tainted lust. Loss of all regret, this idea to accept. Do you ever stop listening to just yourself? Echo of mistakes you would like to forget. Unaware lips that drag things to the silent end. Hanging yourself with words of a final phrase. A burial of elegy within. Silent motion for the insane. This cold hall, confined black walls. Dead subject for this dialect. Get over the fact. No one cares after death. Isolating this fear. Seizing life again. Despair and the gun it holds. Tomorrow's broken promises of redemption. A yesterday's apology unfolds. Fighting words that stand alone. 3 strikes. Leave this vengeance behind. Leave the unforgiving outrage for the past. Reaching for the dead sky. Flight of the dragonfly. Swallowing the butterfly. Your last kiss goodbye. Forgive and regret. So you kissed, and now you won't tell. Judge and jury. The noose of adultery. Change this attitude towards the weak. All hope dies. Don't say it twice. Unstable event for a razor's kiss. Slice marks that engage this act. Appearance of time to forget about these wounds. Standing on broken legs. Loaded gun next to the only picture of you. The only one with your face scratched out. Love has no love for itself. Burnt hands from this rope of struggle. Pain of ambition broke these morals. This stage of tolerance with faith in others. A limber state that leaves one open. Whispering mouths join for a final scream. This is when I feel like dying. Unconditioned can be felt as it comes to a close. And that hollow part of a stressed head. reborn disgust from these years that seem lost. In this death of friendship, an enemy is born. Open words of humiliation, this moment of silence breached. Altercations of this denial, the last cycle in love. This friendship birthed from addicting means, growing death of a trusted alliance. Everything loyal into nothing. An apology that got the best of me, the things we do for trust in another. Theories come the end of a raging laughter. Linking ideas to the sphere of the end. Conceive this day of blood, the new beginning. 12-ounce profit. Start from scratch, victim in your own style. A rash coming to surface, no one could even stop this. All talk and a coward's stance, resenting final chance. Hands of fate tied behind your back. A balance fault's always waited out. Tip the scale to this downfall. A puzzle of letdowns you could never solve. To most, you're an eyesore, even the score. An unstable head hits the floor without excuse. A social breakdown of knotted emotion. Victim in a lost cause. Eyes that can't sleep a wink without a drink. The coward plague on talking shit. The next in line that has been left behind. Wet these lips for another drunk promise of lies. Fourth grade logic. Just another blacked out moment. Climbing out of restraint. Configuration for harm's way. These dead days. The outcast pig. Counting black sheep in your sleep. Register and dominate punishment. The decline of man's verbal promise. Headache of the obvious. Stop letting the bottle speak. Inside these lies take praise and time. Hide this failure of looking back. A rewritten story of past events. Blinding these faults that chase you. Dissolve into a stable delusion. Forgetting solution. Analyze imperfection of compulsive. Sitting at the table of dysfunction. Genetic run of a father's blood. Hiding the addiction of your ways. The less to forget in time. Limitations on pride. Overrated cycle of rage. Victim for your cause. This continuous cycle of self-involved decay. Flavor of the month. Vodka bottle slut. Date rape sideshow for the one-night stand that wet the bed. Half the man, a broken home. Below the knee with broken bone. Recreate the perfect mold. Drown these sorrows, losing tomorrow. to sell yourself for another night, for that minute trip of fame.